Good evening and welcome. This is the India Today Newsroom. I'm Rahul Kamal on the Newsroom Spotlight tonight. Is a neta's personal life really public business? Who decides what's moral and what's immoral? Is consensual sex a crime? Did Kejriwal jump the gun? Is it time to scrap the Victorian law on adultery? That's our top focus on the Newsroom this evening. On the Newsroom this evening, we're tracking AAP ki sexy. The sacked minister at the center of the storm says it's not him at all. Take a look at the three sets of images that are coming up on your screen right now. The one on the left is the one from today. This is the minister appearing for the first time since this controversy broke. The one on the right is the minister, is the AAP MLA from the time this CD was shot. And then that's the image from 2015 when Sandeep Kumar was made an AAP minister. So three sets of images. The minister says it's not him. But on the Newsroom this evening, we will blow apart the AAP MLA's defense. He says it's not him, and he says he didn't know it was being filmed. But if you see, we've looked at all the sets of sequences, putting them together for you this evening to show you that the minister is lying. He's also playing the caste card. He says, I'm a Dalit, which is why I'm targeted. Now, why would he bring his caste into all of this? That is terribly unfair. Also, on the show this evening, Jio ki Datagiri. It's the big telecom revolution. Consumers are rejoicing. Competitors are fuming. We have a special report on one of the most transformative commercial launches of recent years. It's hugely hyped, but is it worth your while? What all do you get, and how does this change the telecom landscape? India is the fastest growing telecom market. This one launch promises to change the market forever. We'll get you a special report at 10:30 p.m. this evening. Our team's been working hard to put it together for you. We have an action-packed show lined up this evening. Let's dive straight into it. Here are the top 10 headlines at 10 p.m. tonight. Rahul Gandhi tells the court he's willing to face trial in the RSS defamation case, asserts he stands by his previous statement that people from the RSS had killed Mahatma Gandhi. Massive saffron divide in Goa. The Goa RSS breaks away, forms its own unit, will not report to Nagpur until next year's elections. This after former Goa RSS chief took on the BJP government. Indian Air Force Chief Arup Raha says Pakistan-occupied Kashmir would have been India's had the country gone for a military solution rather than taking a moral high ground. Terms POK now flesh. Reliance ushers in a telecom revolution of sorts, announces its Jio services, offers free voice calls, free roaming for life. Also 4G data at dirt cheap prices. Outgoing RBI Governor Raghuram Rajan speaks exclusively to India Today, breaks silence on his exit, says he would have wanted to continue but couldn't reach the right agreement with the government in time. Despite Zakir Naik being accused of inspiring terror, foreign funding license of his Islamic Research Foundation is renewed for 3 years after India Today broke this story. 4 officials of the Ministry of Home Affairs are suspended. This is an India Today impact. After jilted lover brutally killed 2 women in Tuticorin and Karur, comes another shocker from Trichy. Spurned suitor stabs students as many as 8 times for rejecting his advances. As flood fury continues to ravage parts of Bihar, shocking pictures emerge from Bhagalpur, where locals have been living on trees for the last 18 days. A week after the government passed the surrogacy bill with riders, filmmaker Farah Khan lashes out at those imposing restrictions, saying the government is creating a black market for surrogacy. Is Bollywood's most eligible bachelor finally tying the knot? Reports claim Salman Khan may soon get hitched to Romanian girlfriend Lulia Vantur. There is no official confirmation just yet though. A huge controversy erupted over the Aam Aadmi Party ki sexy. However, the sacked minister at the center of the storm emerged from hiding to say it wasn't him in the CD at all, that he was being targeted because he is a Dalit. Kejriwal says all the Gandhi Machli will be thrown out of the AAP pond. Here's the full story.
केजरीवाल इस्तीफा दो।
Sandeep Kumar's sex tape has given Kejriwal's rivals ammo to have a go at the Aam Aadmi Party. A day after the minister was sacked, BJP workers protested outside the chief minister's residence. Not to be left behind, members of Swaraj Abhiyan also joined in. Then came NSUI activists who raised slogans outside the Aam Aadmi Party office. After first targeting Sandeep Kumar, BJP turned its guns on Kejriwal.
कहिए कि इनसे इस्तीफा मांगना चाहिए क्योंकि रिस्पांसिबिलिटी आफ्टर ऑल चीफ मिनिस्टर की है इवेंचुअली।
His party's image hit. Kejriwal sent out an emotional video message.
इसी बात का वचन देता हूं कि अगर इस किस्म की कोई भी हरकत हुई पार्टी के अंदर, कोई भी गलत हमारी नजर में आया तो उसको बख्शा नहीं जाएगा।
A former insider claimed everyone knew what Sandeep Kumar was up to.
15 दिन पहले जब प्रकरण उनके सामने आया तो उन्होंने उस समय स्टेप क्यों नहीं उठाया कोई?
Arvind Kejriwal's minister getting involved in sex scandal has come as shot in arm for the BJP, which has upped the ante against Aam Aadmi Party. BJP feels that despite the sacking of the concerned minister, this time they have an upper hand.
Kumar came out with a rather bizarre defense, which didn't help his case much.
ये खामियाजा मुझे भुगतना पड़ा दलित होने का। ठीक है, मैं गरीब हूँ और दलितों में महादलित हूँ, वाल्मीकि समाज से हूँ और ये जब से प्रतिमा लगाई है जब से लोगों की आंखों में चुभ रहा हूँ मैं। ठीक है, और ये बिल्कुल जो है ना, मैं इसमें नहीं हूँ और बिल्कुल तथ्यहीन चीज है और ये जांच का विषय है।
As pressure mounts, Kejriwal has promised further action against Kumar, but given the MLA's big Dalit following, sacking him from the party is not going to be easy. With Brajesh Pandey, Bureau Report, India Today.
The shamed MLA at the center of this controversy came out and said today that it wasn't him in the CD at all. He didn't do interviews with the media. He came out, made a brief statement in which he said it wasn't him and that he was being targeted because he was a Dalit. What we did was sit down with this video to actually show you how it is indeed Sandeep Kumar. Now, we don't know when this video was shot. It could have been shot some time back, but very clearly the person who's in this video knows that there's filming going on. It's not a surreptitious video that's been filmed, because towards the end of the video, and you'll just see that in a moment in our story, he's adjusting the camera. So he knows exactly what's going on. It's not as if somebody tricked him or fooled him into having this video shot. Here's the story.
As the sex scandal explodes, Sandeep Kumar has come out with a really bizarre defense.
मैं इसमें नहीं हूँ और बिल्कुल तथ्यहीन चीज है और ये जांच का विषय है।
The former Delhi Child Welfare and Social Justice Minister claims that it is not him in the video. Here's a look at Sandeep Kumar in the leaked sex CD and him addressing a public meeting. While Kumar looks heavier in his latest pictures, there is no denying the fact that the man in the video is the AAP MLA. What's more, Sandeep Kumar himself is seen adjusting the video camera. Sources say that this video was made by Sandeep Kumar himself and that it was a consensual act. They also claim that these images were taken before Kumar got married and was made a minister. But it's not just that. The 11 kissing pictures of the former AAP minister appear to be selfies. How can Sandeep Kumar deny his presence in these pictures that seem to have been clicked by himself? The AAP leader also claims that he is being targeted because of his caste.
ये खामियाजा मुझे भुगतना पड़ा दलित होने का। ठीक है, मैं गरीब हूँ और दलितों में महादलित हूँ, वाल्मीकि समाज से हूँ
whether the video is genuine or not, whether it is Sandeep Kumar in these photos or not. The question is, should he have been sacked for what he did in the privacy of his bedroom? Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining us on the Newsroom showdown this evening, Sudhanshu Trivedi, national spokesperson of the BJP, Ashish Khaitan, representing the Aam Aadmi Party. With me in the studio, Shivam Vij. He's written a very strong post. He's asking what is illegal about what's happening in any case and who sits and judges morality. Did Kejriwal jump the gun? A very provocative debate. Also at play, questions around the Victorian law on adultery. A lot to talk about, but before that, here's a report on why it really comes down about morality. Is it more about morality than it is about legality? Take a look at the story.
दुख तो बहुत है कि हमारे अंदर इस तरह की गंदी मछली है, लेकिन उसको तुरंत प्रभाव से बाहर निकाल फेंकना ये हमारा काम है.
Aam Aadmi Party's preemptive strike on their minister was perhaps inevitable, given their preoccupation with a clean image. What was perplexing, though, was that the reason they cited was morality.
आम आदमी पार्टी उसूलों की पार्टी है. भ्रष्टाचार को लेके, करप्शन को लेके, माने करप्शन को लेके, किसी तरह के क्राइम को लेके, किसी तरह के कैरेक्टर को लेके कोई भी दाग आम आदमी पार्टी बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकती.
A narrative that was immediately picked up by the opposition. And suddenly all talk of possible illegality was overtaken by self-righteous pontificating on how
कुछ तो शर्म करो, भीमराव अंबेडकर का नाम लेकर के कुछ तो शर्म होनी चाहिए. मुझे लगता है कि शर्म से पानी होना चाहिए.
I think actions such as these, which are stings, don't hold too much water. But if these actions, you have somebody actually complaining about it, then certainly action is deserved.
So I think we should differentiate from illegality. We should differentiate from normal behavior, and if we differentiate from expected behavior.
But what does the law say? Section 67 of the IT Act does make the filming of a sex act a punishable offence with a jail term of 5 years and a fine of 5 lakh rupees. If the content was used for blackmail or exploitation, further sections can be added. But what when, like in this case, none of the involved parties have complained to the police and the people filmed are consenting adults? It is a case where questions will be raised about whether morality is more important than legality.
Till the time there is a complaint against Sandeep Kumar, what explains his sacking? The opposition is baying for his blood because they claim he displayed immorality and bad character. This begs the question, who decides the standards of morality and what qualifies good character? Which is why AAP's action against Kumar of taking high moral ground reeks of self-righteousness. With camera person Sanjay Chaudhary and Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru, Arthur Khan in Delhi for India Today.
Is a neta's personal life really the public's business? Who decides what's moral and what's immoral? And is consensual sex a crime? Should it be a crime? And is it time to scrap the Victorian law on adultery? Joining us now is Shivam Vij, Sudhanshu Trivedi and Ashish Khaitan. And I want to ask Shivam Vij first why he believes that Kejriwal has actually made a big mistake in sacking Sandeep Kumar.
Well, he didn't take any time. In 30 minutes, he decided to sack him for perception management, as Ashutosh has himself written in an article, without even asking the question, what is the crime committed here? Kejriwal is saying, galat kaam kiya. What is the galat kaam? What is the wrongdoing? What is the allegation? Even adultery has not been alleged. There is no allegation of rape, violence, forced filming, nothing. There is just a sex CD, there are just two people having sex. We don't know how old the video is. The video could predate his marriage and therefore there is no adultery charge. And even if there is adultery, it's arguable that's a private matter. Let his wife complain, let him be convicted, let there be an investigation. The guy is saying it's not even me. The channel that first broadcast the video said we cannot even verify its authenticity. So he's been hanged, he's been punished, he's been declared guilty without so much as being given a chance to defend himself, without so much as a charge. We don't even know what the charge against him is. All we know is that the images are objectionable, but what is the objection? Who has the objection? Is the objection legal or moral? Are we imposing Victorian morality on a minister who is not allowed to have private life even before he became a politician? And
okay,
even now?
let Ashish Khaitan respond. Because what we're seeing Shivam Vij say is that he believes that this is a classic case of Arvind Kejriwal having jumped the gun. You don't know yet whether it's Sandeep Kumar. Sandeep Kumar says it's not him. There's no investigation that's been conducted. So is it really about perception management?
Okay, so I broadly agree with the contention of Shivam Vij that look, there is no prima facie illegality, there is no prima facie criminal offence, and nobody has complained. That part I completely agree with. But as far as public perception management charge is concerned, I would like to make a couple of points. Point number one, Aam Aadmi Party is trying to set highest standards of probity and impropriety, propriety in public life, and this is not just about financial propriety, it's also about your conduct, personal conduct, because when you take the oath of a minister or of an MLA, the oath is that look, you will conduct yourself in the most upright manner and serve the people, and there will not be any duplicity.
One of the things that Shivam is saying, one of the things that people who've come out to defend Sandeep Kumar have said, Ashish, just hear me for a moment, is that you don't know when this CD is from. You don't know whether this happened after he became a minister. We don't even know if the CD was shot after he got married. It could have been before. None of the women at play have complained. Therefore, has Kejriwal jumped the gun in sacking Sandeep Kumar? Did he panic?
I agree with what Shivam is saying, that there is no complaint. As of today, we don't know about the date of the filming or whether it was coerced filming or consensual filming.
So we don't know what the crime is, but we sacked him anyway.
We have certain inviolable principles. One is that we cannot, none of us can be found to be involved in any case of corruption or crime, and three, a character, because when we join Aam Aadmi Party, it's by
so what is the character issue here, sir? If private consensual sex, how is it a problem?
One second, let me complete. Vijay, Shivam, let me just complete. I didn't intervene. When we join Aam Aadmi Party, each of us have by choice decided, opted for the highest standards of uprightness and public conduct that Aam Aadmi Party aspires for. It's our personal choice, and if we are found to be not meeting those standards, then party has the right to remove any of us. That's the simple point.
So your party is officially against private consensual sex?
From the post of minister, because as women and child welfare minister, his position becomes untenable until we know the full veracity, the full details of
No, one second. No, but I don't think, I think the point that Shivam is making and the point, no, one second, because if you look at Kejriwal's video message today, he says gandi machli ko talab se bahar karna hai. So he hasn't said that he's been asked to step down pending a probe, that it's possible that he's not guilty, that he could come back at a later stage. Instead he said he's gandi machli and he's out. So what you're saying is very different from what your boss is saying, Ashish.
No, we are saying the same thing. We are saying that we are not the party of Nihal Chand, a cabinet minister sitting in Modi's cabinet facing rape charges. The complainant came down.
But there were no rape charges here. How can you equate the two cases?
Was not removed. We are
there
not
are no rape charges here.
We are not the party of Keshav. We are not the party of Keshav Ji. When 79-year-old BJP RSS man, Minister of Finance in Madhya Pradesh, was found in a compromising position with a male servant in his house. We are not a party of Yadurappa.
In that case, the male servant complained. Where is the complainant here?
Because we believe that they cannot be. Don't heckle, please. Don't heckle. We cannot be, having double standards. We cannot have duplicity in our personal conduct and in our public profile. That's
Sir, you are not answering my question. That's why I'm intervening.
In Aam Aadmi Party, it is okay that BJP doesn't aspire for that standard. It's okay that Congress doesn't aspire for that standard. It's okay that BJP and Congress, every time they have a scandal in their face, they brush it under the carpet.
But there is a much larger question.
The standard here is of puritanism, conservatism, of saying that people are not allowed to have private consensual sex in their private spaces.
No, but it is also, no, but Shivam, it's not that simple. There is also, one second, there is the Information Technology Act of 2000, which says that even if the woman doesn't complain, police can file a suo motu case if there is a sex
he made
CD
the
that's
film
being
himself.
shot. He did. Towards the end of the video, you see he's adjusting the camera, so he knows that the video is being shot. It's not as if it's been done surreptitiously. It also says the police must go in for a forensic test. Then Section 67 of the Information Technology Act says that shooting
let
a
those
video,
charges be applied,
shooting
let
a
those charges
video
be
is an offense. So no,
investigated.
prima facie, it's not just about morality. I disagree with what you're saying to some extent, in the sense it's not just about the moral question. There's also the legal dimension at play.
Well, then let those charges be
No,
investigated.
because if he hadn't done it, then you would have said Kejriwal is doing nothing. Let's see what happened in the Jitendra Singh Tomar case. In the Jitendra Singh Tomar case, Kejriwal had some charges. He didn't do anything about it. He sat on those charges, said, I believe in Jitendra Singh Tomar. It turned out wrong for him. So even if it is just for perception management, he's acted preemptively and people can say he's done the right thing.
Well, sure. I think the bigger guilty party here is the media, which ran those tapes with no allegation at all. You get those tapes anonymously, you run those tapes, and you say we don't even know whether they're authentic. And you just say scandalous sex CD, sex scandal.
No, but it's not the first sex scandal in the world or the first sex scandal in India. There have been several very prominent sex scandals in the past, and if there is a public person at play, there is a question about, especially, look at this, he's the Child and Women Welfare Minister of the capital.
What I would like to emphasize above all of these things is privacy and consent. By airing those videos, he did not send us, even if he made the videos himself.
Of the BJP is joining us, Sambit. We're seeing Shivam Vij argue very strongly that Kejriwal should not have fired Sandeep Kumar at all, that opposition parties are guilty of opportunism in a sense, that they're trying to use this issue politically, and that there's no reason to judge somebody else's morality. If he's having private consensual sex with whoever he wants to have that with, it's his own business and nobody else should be sitting in on judgment. How do you react, Dr. Patra?
No, I would say that this is not as simplistic as it has been put over here. As far as why Mr. Kejriwal has sacked, I think Mr. Kejriwal will answer that question. He must have verified the authenticity. He must have got all the inside detail before he has taken the step. But look, the bigger issue is, as far as Sandeep Kumar is concerned, he is no ordinary Aam Aadmi Party participant. He is no ordinary politician. He is a minister, and that too a woman and child development minister. Remember, whatever little I have seen of the video through the various news channels, even the news channels are agreeing to the fact that probably the video was made by the minister himself. I do not know what time it was made. I do not know which year it was made.
No, but that's a point again. That's the point that Shivam is making, others are making, that we don't know when this video was shot. People close to the minister are saying it was shot before he got married, it was shot before he became a minister. If it was shot before he became a minister, before he became an MLA, possibly before he got married, and if it's consensual, the woman hasn't come forward to complain, then is it at all a crime? Is it at all something to be so hyper and fussed about?
The point, if you make a pornographic CD, this shows the mindset of the person. Here is a minister who is a woman and child development minister. I need not even say as to what is the importance of the issue pornography and child development. Across the world today we are talking about child pornography, about how it affects the whole system. So naturally here is a minister who has...
There are no children involved here.
No, but he's doing it again and again, and he's a women and child development minister. He clearly seems to have some kind of a fascination for doing this again. If it happened once, you can say, okay, an odd time. In the pictures that are available,
he didn't send it to the media. Somebody else did clearly to implicate him. He did it privately. Whatever he did, even the filming he did privately. Whatever the law might say, I will argue for privacy, that he made it privately. The one question here might be if he had the consent of the women who are filmed. That might be a valid question. But I think privacy and consent should be our guiding principles in judging all of this.
Do you believe, Dr. Patra, that this is a violation of Sandeep Kumar's privacy?
No, I would not think that, because as the media has reported, Mr. Sandeep Kumar himself has shot these scenes. So this is perversion, and perversion of a minister who is looking into the welfare of women and children is something which is absolutely
important. No, but there are
important.
AAP leaders who are saying this evening that because it's Kejriwal, because it's the Aam Aadmi Party, therefore the story is being run again and again. There have been past sex CDs as well. None of them were ever used. They're saying that because it's Kejriwal, therefore they're accusing the media and they're accusing the opposition of using this, hyping this up, saying that there have been so many sex CDs involving BJP leaders as well. In those instances, leaders such as Sanjay Joshi, for example, were not fired.
You're absolutely wrong. I think wherever the CDs have come, people have been fired, but I don't want to be drawn into a rhetoric battle that the media in fact disfavors the Aam Aadmi Party and that is the reason as to why these CDs were sown. My question is, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal himself agreed to the fact that he was shamed by the behavior of Sandeep Kumar, that Sandeep Kumar in fact has destroyed the revolution that the Aam Aadmi Party has started. Mr. Arvind Kejriwal himself is stating all these things. So why
I think you've got a very good point, and that's the point that Ashish Khaitan needs to make. Because the moment Kejriwal comes on record and says, Gandhi Machli, we are throwing him out of the pond, then you've essentially figured out where AAP stands on this debate. Then you've left yourselves with no defense. You've set a moral high ground for yourself, which you are now bound to follow. And then this whole debate about whether somebody's personal life is public business is immaterial for you especially, because you've already made it material. You've fired him. Therefore, the BJP will say, when you acted on this CD, it's perfectly legitimate for them to attack you.
That's exactly the point that I am making. I am making the same point that look, in AAP, we say that look, there are three principles. Every member of AAP has to be clean on three fronts. One, he should not have any pending case of crime, pending case of corruption, pending case or any serious charge raising question mark about his character. And the standard that we follow in AAP is above IPC, above CRPC. And when we take action, we are condemned that we have not followed the due process. Well, so let me just complete, Shivam. You know, damn if you do, damn if you don't. That's the principle that the opposition follows.
Well, if you just don't act in haste and you think about it, I think you will be in good stead.
One second. If the BJP spokesperson believes in every word that Arvind Kejriwal says, then Arvind Kejriwal in the same tape has also raised the question of duplicity, of double standards of BJP. Why have they not taken action against Shivraj Singh Chauhan? Vyapam scam, 50 murders have taken place, so many disappearances of witnesses.
No, but they can argue there was no CD, Shivraj Chauhan wasn't caught in the act.
Magnitude, Shivraj Singh Chauhan continues.
Okay.
Vasundhara Raje Scindia continues. Nihal Chand continues.
Okay, this is a very, very politically divisive debate. So as always on the newsroom, we will not take sides. We don't tell you what to think. You've heard what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying. You've heard also what Shivam Vij is saying. There are some interesting arguments here about whether somebody's personal life and what he does in a consensual capacity is fair game. Whether
it's absolutely unfair that you're comparing private consensual sex to corruption and Vyapam scam and murders. It's just
that's a wrong
highly exaggerated. If politicians were to lose their jobs for extramarital affairs, we would have no politicians left in this country.
Sambit Patra, Shivam Vij, Ashish Khaitan, thank you for joining us. Very, very deep, perplexing questions thrown up by this debate. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to shift our attention now to the other big story tonight. This about Rahul Gandhi seeming to do a bit of a flip-flop. Remember in the last court hearing, his lawyer Kapil Sibal had said that Rahul was not saying that the RSS was involved in the assassination of Mahatma Gandhi. Today in court, he did a flip-flop. So why can't he make up his mind about whether he believes the RSS was involved or not? And if he does believe the RSS was involved, why did Kapil Sibal say the opposite in court last time? He seems totally confused, as is his own legal counsel.
आरएसएस के लोगों ने गांधी जी को गोली मारी और आज उनके लोग गांधी जी की बात करते हैं।
2 years ago, Rahul Gandhi had openly called out the RSS for the killing of Mahatma Gandhi. Today, the Rahul versus RSS saga rages. The Congress scion performed his biggest somersault yet and said he was willing to face trial for defamation. He also withdrew his appeal for quashing the case against him.
I withdrew the petition today because of the simple reason that we insisted that what we had said we will not back off from. And we told the court that we are willing to go to trial.
Just 6 days ago, Rahul Gandhi had told the Supreme Court that he didn't blame the RSS, but people associated with it for the assassination of the father of the nation. That was his most dramatic U-turn in the case yet. The RSS today was quick to attack the Congress Vice President over his flip-flops and accused him of pandering to an anti-RSS constituency.
बार-बार जहां पर इलेक्शन होता है उसी समय संघ के ऊपर गांधी हत्या के बारे में झूठे इल्जाम कांग्रेस के तरफ से लगाए जाते हैं, इसलिए ये बार-बार राहुल गांधी के तरफ से हो रहा है.
In the run-up to the Uttar Pradesh elections, The clash between the BJP's ideological mentor and the Congress is gaining momentum. But will Rahul's frequent backtracks hurt his standing? Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, Rahul, make up your mind. Either you believe the RSS is guilty of Mahatma's assassination or you believe it's not. If you believe it is, stand your ground. Let the courts decide. Don't keep changing your mind. Too much confusion. Welcome back. You're with us on the newsroom. It's Reliance ki datagiri. After being delayed for months, if not years, Jio was finally rolled out in a big AGM by Mukesh Ambani, India's richest, most influential businessman. The launch of Jio promises to change the telecom landscape in the country forever. Free incoming, free outgoing, free roaming. They're hoping to make money on data, and all calls using a Jio number are free. Here's the full story.
Free voice calls, no roaming charges, and 4G internet at 1/10 the cost that you are paying for right now. Reliance Industries has announced its re-entry into the phone market with a bang. The big announcement was made by the chairman of Reliance Industries Limited, Mukesh Ambani, at a mega event in Mumbai.
All voice calls for Jio customers will be absolutely free. The era of paying for voice calls is ending. Jio will usher India into this new era. No Jio customer will ever pay for voice calls again across India to any network. The spirit of One India, roaming charges will also be zero across India.
So here is what Reliance has promised. With a simple Aadhaar card, you can get your Reliance Jio 4G SIM and get free voice and video calls, no roaming charges and 4G data speed at ₹50 per GB.
Data is converted into voice, so you're consuming data for your call. The call is not free in the sense of no tariffs, but it counts against your data limits, the amount of data that it consumes.
A bonanza for consumers who are already lapping up the Reliance Jio connections, with 4G smartphone prices beginning as low as 3,000 rupees. Students get 25% more data. What's more, a multimedia bonanza with free movies, free songs, free access to more than 1 lakh TV episodes. Free till the end of 2017. Content which would have otherwise cost 15,000 rupees.
I believe that these apps will really showcase the capability of Jio's powerful network and create a magical experience of Jio digital life for customers.
Importantly, the services aren't only limited to big cities, but are spread out to 18,000 cities and towns as well as 2 lakh villages, with a promise of 90% coverage in the next 1 year. Bureau Report, India Today.
Consumers are rejoicing, trying to figure out ways of getting their hands on a Jio connection, but other telecom companies are furious. They're seething with Reliance for offering what they believe are exaggerated deals. They claim that Reliance is duping consumers by violating regulatory norms, by putting out this whole process of a trial period which never ends. They've complained to the TRAI. It was a bad day for telecom stocks. Airtel, Idea are taking a big hit. Competition is clearly unnerved, but the good thing from your perspective and mine is that companies like Airtel and Vodafone have been forced to slash their tariffs. They've made money for a very long time. Now it's time for them to compete by slashing tariffs. Here's the story.
It's a masterstroke, with Reliance trying to grab a market share with 4G rollout under its Reliance Jio banner. Already, Reliance Jio promotional offer of 3 months 4G service has rattled telcos, which are either slashing their charges or promising more data quota to attract customers. Airtel 4G slashes charges up to 80%. Vodafone 4G increased data quota up to 67%. Idea 4G slashed tariffs by up to 67%. Not stopping here, telcos have approached the Telecom Ministry via Cellular Operator Association of India against Reliance Jio, claiming it's flouting market rules. Reliance Jio charge. Other telcos denying interconnect points. COAI counter. Reliance Jio has been given enough interconnect points. Reliance Jio charge facing 64% call failures as competitors refuse to give additional support. COAI counter, other telcos have already given sufficient room for 15 million customers at least.
We're saying is that the particular activity that is being conducted by Reliance Jio is really in the nature of a commercial rollout and not a quote-unquote test rollout. The majority of the members are saying, look, our networks are getting choked because of this free call volume that's coming on the networks. Fix the matter because it's not helpful for the consumer either.
While both COAI and Ambani have approached the Telecom Ministry, when questioned on the raging 4G war, the minister confirmed consumers will be put first.
कंज्यूमर की दिक्कत के लिए मंत्रालय सदैव काम करेगा किसी सर्विस प्रोवाइडर के कहने पर कुछ किया जाए ये मंत्रालय का काम नहीं
Reliance Jio Infocom Limited, which has 4G banned across 22 circles, the minister has hinted that there will be an intervention if the consumers face the brunt. So what happens after 3 months if the face-off between the Reliance and the other telcos continues? Who bears the brunt? Who puts up with the cost? And will the consumers be left in the lurch? All these questions need to be answered, and it remains to be seen what will be the next move by Reliance Jio. With video journalist Vahid, this is Devina Gupta for India Today.
Everyone seems to be trying hard to get their hands on a Jio connection, and the craze for Reliance Jio has kicked off a parallel economy of sorts. Jio SIM cards are selling like hotcakes, and for now their demand seems to be far outstripping supply. This has resulted in a thriving black market for a connection which promises you 3 months of high-speed data, free calls, free movies, free music and free TV shows. India Today went out trying to get a Jio SIM connection which was being handed out for free. Our reporter was told multiple shops that there are no SIMs available. Then in 4 shops we found these chips being sold. In some places the shopkeeper was asking for 500 rupees, in some cases he asked for 700, in some cases he asked for 1000 rupees. No ID proof was asked for. A reporter from our investigation team was given a card which said not for sale. Reportedly the cards are being sold even at up to 1000 rupees at some shops. We want to make it clear that Reliance Industries has no role in this black marketing. It's the agents who are trying to take advantage of a shortage in these SIM cards.
You know, when there's sudden, viral and abrupt demand for something like a Jio SIM card, you can bet your last buck that a black market is already up and running. And we can confirm here on India Today, it actually is. Our reporter Nitin Jain went out, and in just a matter of minutes, he found a store where he was able to purchase a Jio SIM card. Remember, these SIM cards are being given out free at this point of time. No payment necessary. All you need is your identity card. He was able to procure this particular SIM card of Jio for 500 rupees, including by getting a bill, and he did not have to show any identity proof. Take a look at this SIM card case here. As you can see, it says over there, not for sale, prepaid. It's very clear that all Jio SIM cards are free of charge. They're being given away to people on a first-come, first-served basis across the country at this time as Reliance tries to garner a huge customer base as quickly as possible. But here on India Today, we've demonstrated that the black market is definitely already up and running.
Okay, let's now take a look at the phones that are coming. Because what Reliance is also saying is that they hope to make the Life franchise of phones the third most selling handsets in the country, and they're hoping to be able to do this in double quick time. So here's a quick look at the phones, a review, the cost price, and also a comparison with other phones available at similar price points.
Reliance launched their CDMA services in India in the year 2002, and at that time to get a connection you had to buy one of their CDMA phones. Remember those white color phones with almost 2 inches of display, colorful? They were pretty cool at that time, right? But now as Reliance is rolling out their Jio services, they launched plenty of 4G enabled smartphones across different categories under the brand name of Life LYF. Earth is their premium series, and we have the Earth 1. It's a beautiful looking phone, quite sturdy. You get a 5-inch of full HD AMOLED display, 1.5 GHz of octa-core processor. There is 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of expandable storage. Now the USP of this phone, of course, is the camera. You get a dual camera behind, 13 MP and 2 MP camera, and the phone is priced at Rs 19,499.
The Water series is for the mid-segment smartphone. There are 8 models available right now, and the price starts from 8,699 and goes up to 14,699. Now the Light Water one in the series has a full 5-inch IPS display, 1.5 GHz octa-core processor, 2 GB of RAM, 16 GB of storage, and a decent 13-megapixel camera, and it's priced at 14,699 rupees.
And after Water, we have the Wind series. This is your budget smartphone series, and here again 8 models to choose from. Price starts from 4,999 and goes up to 8,299. Now that model is a 6-incher. The best in the series is the Wind Life 1. It's a 5-inch phone. It has a quad-core processor. You have 1 GB RAM, 16 GB of storage, 8-megapixel camera. The phone is priced at 6,899 rupees. After Wind comes Flame. This is your most affordable series, where you can buy a 4G-enabled phone for as low as 2,999 rupees. We have the Flame 5. It's a 4-inch smartphone. Surprisingly, has an octa-core processor. RAM is low, 512 MB, 4 GB of memory, and a 5-megapixel camera, and it's priced at 2,999 rupees. Now we have Earth, Water, Wind, Flame. Only thing missing is Heart, and then we would have got Captain Planet and the Planeteers, the unbeatable team. But then yeah, we've used a few of these phones across the segments, and one thing I can say is that they're not the best in their class, but they meet all the standards in their segment. They are beautifully designed. You have the latest hardware, software, and of course the 4G experience makes things all the more better.
Before we move any further, let me take you through some of the other big news headlines that have made it to the newsroom tonight. A classified 60-year-old Japanese government document of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's death, made public early, clearly concludes that the freedom fighter died in a plane crash in Taiwan on the 18th of August 1945. This is the first time that this report has been made public. Pakistan media reports say that the country's Electronic Media Regulatory Authority has banned Indian TV channels. The ban, though, is on Indian TV channels through DTH services. Days after a 12-year-old, Ansh died in his father's arms at a Kanpur government hospital because he did not get a stretcher. The Uttar Pradesh government has cracked the whip. The hospital PRO, Chief Medical Officer, and the ward boy have been found guilty of negligence. The CBI has filed a supplementary charge sheet against Dawood Ibrahim in a case related to him setting up a gudka factory in Karachi in Pakistan. A charge sheet has been filed in a special Makoka court in Mumbai. Malayalam film actor Srijit Ravi has been taken into custody for allegedly misbehaving with school children. An FIR has been filed against the actor alleging that he flashed his private parts at schoolgirls. This is where we are wrapping up the newsroom tonight. I look forward to seeing you at 10 p.m. tomorrow evening with another cracking edition of the newsroom. Till then, from all of us here, goodbye, good night.